Hello and welcome to episode number 34 of our Grind for Greatness Challenge. My name is Nick, and I will be your guide for this episode. We are in 1985, it is episode number 34. And we are the biggest company in the world, bar none. And it's not particularly close anymore. We are medium-sized, well above everyone else, which is amazing. Feeling very good and confident with our position in the world. We have all the best wrestlers, pretty much. Not Hulk Hogan. Because I can't be bugged dealing with that backstage atmosphere. And basically, we don't have most of the annoying backstage dudes, bar Bret Hart. But he wins a lot, so he doesn't really care. It'll be fine. This is part of, as I said, the Grind for Greatness Challenge, in which every single wrestler and company, bar a few, because I should add that caveat in, start at 0 popularity, 0 momentum, 0 prestige, and we get to see how the world plays out from nothing. It's played out pretty well for us. It's played out okay for some other companies. UWA is loving this world. WWF, not as much, but it's the 1980s. They might still be fine. Companies it is not paying out for, though. If I click on the correct button, we can go to the inactive companies, the ones that have not panned out particularly well. And as of a few episodes ago, CMLL has gone out of business, and they were really our biggest competitors, along with New Japan Pro Wrestling, who went out of business this time last year. Something to just be aware of is that their companies can drop like flies, especially in some of the lower areas in the game, or just companies that try to get a lot of wrestlers in real fast. We've avoided that. We have made it. That's the wrong button. We have made it to 2.8k in the bank. 2.8k in the bank last month. We lost. My reading comprehension might not be the best. We're at 1.6 because we spent a lot of money on a performance center. That was last episode, I think. Or the episode prior. One of them. It's fine. Hopefully you've watched it. If not, please go back and watch it. I'm a terrible self on my own channel. This episode, we'll be kicking off with Clash of the Elite. One of our more middling shows, but we're going to hope to try and break that this year. And then we'll go into our 4 episodes of Elevation, building up to our biggest tournament of the year, our version of the G1, the Battle Leagues. I hope you will stick around. I hope you will have some fun. And I hope I will see you after the intro. Welcome back, and welcome to Clash of the Elite. And that is what it really is going to be tonight. Terry Funk and Ricky Steamboat, Satanico vs. El Hijo del Santo. 2 tag team matches, and then, in our main event, the team of Roddy Piper, Bret Hart, Atshushi Onita, Cactus Jack, and Randy Savage take on the Wild Hunt. This show could either be our best or could easily be our worst, because half people in that match are being shown for about 15 minutes more than they should be. It's a questionable decision at that, but it might pay off, it might bomb. We'll see. Previous Clashes of the Elite started in 1980 along with all our other events, where our main event was a triple threat match in which Jake Roberts defeated Terry Funk and Tully Blanchard to win the World Championship off Terry Funk. I believe that's how it worked. Terry Funk won, then dropped to Jake Roberts. I believe. I could be wrong there. Also at Iceman King Parsons, Eric Embry. The Firefly was on this card for win. It isn't actually on the main card tonight, though, which is a very big rarity for the Firefly, actually. We then have the next year, not so great, 46, I think, for that year. But Terry Funk defeats Jake Roberts in a cage match. Very good. And that's when we announced, I believe, the Battle Leagues, which, yes, we will be talking about throughout this episode, as it is upcoming in the next episode. And we need to qualify some men to it because the field has been expanded. We then had a fairly solid 58 rated show. Big jump from the year prior, where on our main event we had a triple threat match in which Santanico won the world title, defeating Bret Hart and Matt Bourne in a triple threat. Other peak matches on that was some Battle League matches. Yeah, one of the Battle League groups we just did entirely in one show, in which Jake Roberts won the group, defeating Scorpio and Bob Backlund, I believe. I think that's how that worked. I might be wrong. I think I might be in groups 4. Whatever. I clearly don't remember well enough. But it's a match that happened. Terry Funk also won a fatal 4-way match on the card. Kurt Hennig defeated Jake Roberts to become a Great Lakes Championship. Oh, no, I remember. I remember this show. This one, we did that terrible gauntlet match. And because you can't book gauntlet matches in TW, I had to book like 4 singles matches, and then Kurt Hennig debuted. This was a terrible show. The rating flatters it. That show ran terribly. The next year, it was even worse. Bret Hart defeated Kurt Hennig to retain the World Championship in what must have been a great, match only 2 years ago. I really feel like I should remember it better, because it's only, in real life, 2 and a bit months ago. The Brain Busters defeated Ready to Die in a hardcore match. That was a great tag team between Terry Funk and Atsushi Onita. This was an okay show for getting a fairly bad rating. Promo of the Firefly probably didn't help. And then last year, our main event was a 5-way match between Randy Savage, Stan Hansen, Terry Funk, Roddy Piper, and Bret Hart, in which Randy Savage won his one and only World Championship. Other things that happened at the show: Brain Busters were tag team champions, facing sudden impact. The Firefly finally put Santanico away, and Kurt Hennig put Jack Armstrong away, just after his heel turn, I believe. So last year was a very good show. Previous ones haven't been great. Let's see if we can top last year's 72. I think we set our goal going for the next couple of months is we want to try and get an 85 rated show, I believe, was the target. It's doable. We've gotten close. Can we finally put it away this show? And I've been rambling for a while, so let's get into it. Our customary pre-show storytelling match. Shawn Michaels picks up the win. He puts on a 53 rating, best of the match actually, which is a rarity for Shawn Michaels, I'll be honest. Rick Rude at 49 was really off his game, which is a shame because Rick Rude also looking pretty solid in this match, second best performer. The worst is Firefly Jr. at a 34, which is fine when you compare it to Coco Beware, who was a 35. No one else really too special in this match or doing special things. Yeah, this was a really terrible average match from everyone. Lower card average match you'd see in a pre-show. Cool. We then go to hopefully a better 59 rated Battle Royale on the pre-show, which was won, unsurprisingly, popularity-wise, by the Firefly. Rick Martel, Jack Armstrong all made the final 3 alongside Brad Armstrong. 4 faces is a questionable decision, but sure. This match happened and took place. Okay, we can move on now to our actual real show, where the opener was worse than the Battle Royale. Trollololololol, as the Road Warriors defeat the Brain Busters, fully cementing their rise to the top of the card. Road Warriors looking amazing. Oh, amazing, a strong word. Looking pretty good when we compare them to a top tag team division in the Brainbusters, who have been on a bit of a losing streak when it comes to like top tag matches. But they get 56-54 respectfully, and the Road Warriors at 47 and 50. It was an okay tag division match, but hopefully will be topped later in the show. Now we can go to a Great Lakes Championship match, which got an 81. These two are just phenomenal. And a 9 minutes 46. El Hijo del Santo defeats Santanico with a tope de Cristo. They went out to steal the show. Oh my lord, did they? 75 for Santanico. Excuse me. 80 for Santanico. 75 for El Hijo del Santo. Oh my god, amazing. 81 rated. I think one of our best matches of all time. Amazing. And then a very good promo as well. We are backstage with Roddy Piper and Bret Hart. And they are glaring across at one another words are hard. They're glaring across at one another from in the locker room. There we go. Bret Hart tells Roddy he's going to want to shot that belt when they win tonight. And Roddy agrees. He's also going to want a shot at that belt. But he proposes, how about they make it fair? Whoever gets the pin or submission tonight will get the title shot. And if it loses, and the loser of this challenge goes into early qualifying, and they promise not to get into each other's way. And they shake and agree on this little stipulation they've set. And just as we're about to cut away, you see Randy Savage walking into the room. The third main eventer on this team, who's getting somewhat underrepresented in the build-up to this feud in comparison to the tensions between Bret Hart and Roddy Piper. Roddy Piper and Bret have agreed that whoever gets the pin or submission tonight will get the world title shot. And if it doesn't, can go their separate way, go into the Battle Leagues, and qualify for a title match that way. But what happens if Randy Savage gets the win tonight? Then, and yes, what is a better tag team match? I think better. Yeah, I think that's better. The other one was 50, wasn't it? Yeah, it was 58. This is 68. 10 points better. That's actually very much an improvement. We get Aeroflash and Jushin Thunder Liger being defeated by the Rock and Roll Express as Ricky Morton pins Jushin Thunder Liger after using a foreign object, let's say the ring bell. Our evil heel Rock and Roll Express used the ring bell, take out Jushin Thunder Liger with it, get the pin to win the match. Rating wise, this is terrible from the Rock and Roll Express. They are definitely a team that should be getting in the 60s, especially Ricky Morton. So this match was definitely carried by the great performances of Jushin Thunder Liger and Aeroflash. Just disappointing from the Rock and Roll Express at this point. They've been on a bit of a poor run recently as well. Hopefully they can get back to their best because they are a very, very strong tag team. And then we go to, an even better match than the Santanico El Hijo del Santo one. Terry Funk defeats Ricky Steamboat in 9 minutes 32 after using a spin toe hold. And let's say, after a low blow to Ricky Steamboat. Terry Funk got a 69, Ricky Steamboat a 74, both of them very good. And an 82 rating is amazing. Absolutely fantastic. Good on both of them. And can our main event improve it, or will our main event throw the show away? 79, that is not bad. We will take a 79 rated main event. Amazing. And in 19 minutes 38, Roddy Piper submits Stan Hansen with the sleeper hold. Everyone has seemed to have performed pretty well if their name was not Bob Orton Jr. or Haku. And a bit lower for Cactus Jack, Onita, and Samu. But that is fine because our main event talent in the match did their job. Tenyu was 78. 80 for Stan Hansen. 81 for Randy Savage. 82 for Bret Hart. 76 for Roddy Piper. Amazing match here. Just very much what we are looking for in our main event. Not the best match on the card, but it's so close, it does not matter. And how bad are our penalties? Ooh. Okay. Ouch. For a 79 main event, an 82 best match, and an 81 second best match, we got a 71. Because we got pinged for Bob Orton, Cactus Jack, and Haku being used far too much. That really is a shame. But it's not really much we can do about it. Let's praise Stan Hansen, Sataniko, and Ricky Steamboat for their losses tonight. There we go. Give them also encouragement. Seen pleased, and was pleased. One of them got a mental boost from that, so we'll take it. Financial report-wise, woo! 50k in ticket sales, 127 in merch, and 250k in pay-per-view revenue. That's amazing. And we make over 750k from the show. Popularity-wise, lost a bit in the Southwest, which is a shame. But everywhere else is gaining. We are still a fair way away from getting to large size or big size, whichever one it is. But shows like this give us the improvement we need to get there. And let's see how the media scrum goes. I have faith in them off wing, sure. Haku felt massively overused tonight. Yes, he pushed it too far though. I'm proud of how he handled it. That's a good one. Haku was pleased. Yay, I don't care about him. I'm going to do the same thing with Bob Orton. Yes, he pushed it too far, but we're proud of how he handled it. Cool. Clash casually, we did success. How do you feel? It was a good show, but we still improve. Onwards and upwards. Yeah. Cactus Jack. Maybe we went a little overboard, but benefit in the future. Let's do that one. He doesn't feel happy about that response. Okay. Road Warrior Animal is very happy. I work out great backstage atmosphere. And Jesse Ventura is annoyed. Don't get into a cheating scandal, and you won't get annoyed by being annoyed. I don't know how many times I've got to remind this man. I really should fire him at this point, just because I'm getting progressively more annoyed at him, despite him being one of the most popular dudes on the roster. He's just away filming a movie right now. Owen Hart's very happy. I work hard, great backstage. Jesse Ventura! Be quiet! Okay. Moving on. Cool. Scrubbed. I need to stop doing those. I feel like they have a net negative on my mental health when I spend the entire time getting annoyed at Jesse Ventura, who's angry that he's unhappy. And he's only unhappy because he got caught cheating. I don't know what more I can do for the man. It's totally his fault. And he's going to continue to be annoyed now, because when that annoyance from the scandal goes away, he will then just continue to have been annoyed because I kept saying we had a good backstage atmosphere, when it is good for everyone other than Jesse Ventura. Okay, rant over. My terrible rant. Do we have any mail? Oh, our deal is expiring. That's fine. We can deal with that in a bit. TSSP is going bankrupt. Who is that? Tokyo Strong Style. Interesting. Anyone here we kind of really want? Jumbo Chitsura is definitely someone that's kind of weird we haven't brought in. But there kind of just hasn't been a spot on the roster for him. And we'd have to build him up. We're trying to build some other younger stars up right now. In saying that, though, he could be a great addition. Being a tag team specialist is probably actually quite helpful. And I'm sure we could use that. Great star quality. I don't know, maybe someone we can look at bringing in, because he is a fantastic wrestler. Wrestled the year in 1981 in the save. Ricky Chosu? I'll be somewhat close to it. Good pro wrestler, good technical. So that's all. That's again, very, very good wrestlers. But kind of just no popularity in the US, which is kind of holding them back. And he's got a scumbag personality, actually, so maybe I don't sign him. Oh, what's Tsuru's personality? Loner. Ah, that's fine. As again, anyone else? Gran Hamada. Oh, he's their booker. Is he any good? Not particularly. Anyone else? Apollo. Any good? Actually looks very, very good. He's professional. Again, no popularity in the US, which makes it very hard to bring people like him in. But maybe we have to go just raid Japan at some point. Satsumi Fujinami. That's one I know. Again, pretty solid, but not great. Not like Bret Hart level. And if I'm going to bring someone in and have to invest that much time into them, I want to feel like I might be able to get a Bret Hart out of them in the end. Which might be a dumb statement, but I'm sure it's fine. Actually, Bret Hart doesn't look that fantastic comparison if you look at like the fundamentals and the physical. And okay, never mind, it's a bit more one-sided than that, actually. He's beaten Pro-Rezu, which is not surprising, and that might be the only thing he gets beaten. Oh, and Reputation. Yeah, never mind, I'll keep my Bret Hart. But good names we could bring in the future, just probably not right now. And at least show them if they're out of business, but are their events any good? Yeah, okay, actually. They're selling out. I don't know how they're losing money if they're just not going to bigger venues, maybe. Oh, no, never mind. I won't know why they're going out of business. They've run this many matches every show. If they ran less matches, they'd probably still be in business because they've got great wrestlers and they're selling out. The AI in this game is dumb. Good pay-per-view buy rate, good view figures. And drug fees done and no one got busted. So that is good. This segment has been far too long because I'm going to have another hour-long video, aren't I? Sorry, guys. See you at the next episode of Elevation. Oops. Welcome back to Elevation. Ooh, this one will be interesting. After massive fallout from a very, very big Clash of the Elite, it is time to see what the story has in store for us. That made no sense, did it? Whatever. Alright, words are hard. We have two main things that are going on throughout this episode. One, this year, the Battle Leagues will be 2 groups of 6. This means 12 contestants and a lot of spots to fill. There will be ongoing qualifiers to fill these said spots. We'll have to see how those ones come about. First of those qualifiers actually is going to be on this show. Randy Savage, Ricky Morton, and Robert Gibson in a triple threat match. The winner will be in the Battle Leagues. The same for Jushin Liger versus Aeroflash versus Arn Anderson versus Tully Blanchard. And yes, that is a lot of tag team wrestlers. Because the other event going on this month will be our random partner even. That's the event. I have drawn up, in kayfabe, 8 random teams of like different partners, typically from around the lower mid-card area. And we are going to have an 8-team tournament over the next month, with the winner getting a title shot against the tag team champions at Media Reckoning, our next pay-per-view. The first round of that happens tonight with Jack Armstrong and Rick Martel taking on Davey Boy Smith and Shane Douglas. And Owen Hart and Stephen Regal take on El Snow and Rick Steiner. Creative little way to get some of our lower card guys on the card. Hopefully see some guys move on and get a bit of popularity moving on to the second round and whatnot. But we'll have to see how that one is going to go. Let's kick off the show and see how it runs. Opening up the show for pretty poor solo Roddy Piper promo, actually, only a 79. Roddy Piper comes out to celebrate his win last night. He reminds the world only a month ago, Stan Hansen won that world title and betrayed him. And in that time, he feels he's learnt so much. He knows he can't trust nobody. He learned he can't sit around and wait for opportunities. He learned what it's like to be the little guy. The one with none of the power and none of the friends. And hey, he may not have figured out the friend side, but he's definitely figured out the little guy thing. And it's time for him to stop being the little guy. It's time for him to go back to being the guy. So, after pinning him on the weekend, he is officially challenging Stan Hansen for a match at Mid-Year Reckoning. Roddy Piper issues the challenge, and we'll have to see if Stan Hansen is willing to accept it. And then a pretty solid-ish match. Very similar, I think, quality-wise to the match they had on the pay-per-view. We have Jushin Thunder Liger versus Error Flash versus Arn Anderson versus Tully Blanchard. Well, okay, so they had on the pay-per-view. Thunder Liger, Error Flash, and Rock and Roll Express were all involved in one match. And Arn Anderson and Tully Blanchard lost against the Road Warriors. Solid, average match, I think, at this point. Whatever. And it is won, though, by Jushin Thunder Liger, who will enter into the Battle Leagues. After he, pinned Arn Anderson with the Liger suplex. It will not be Arn Anderson, Arrow Flash, or the former Battle Leagues winner, Tully Blanchard, in the event this year. Next segment. We have a match that the crowd did not care about, so did not do well. But it was Owen Hart and Steven Regal defeating Al Snow and Rick Steiner when Owen Hart pinned Rick Steiner with a missile drop kick. Best promo of the match is Owen Hart. Owen Hart. Steven Regal, second best match at 49. We very much picked the right winners here. Rick Steiner not bad at a 48, and El Snow pretty poor at a 43. I don't feel like El Snow is really going to be going anywhere, or really has gone anywhere recently. Which, in fairness, I don't think he was really brought in to be the young top prospect. Everyone else in this match, I think, has got a better career peak than El Snow will. So, hey, we'll see how it goes. But for now, I think Owen Hart definitely seems to be the most favourable candidate from this four. And he will be moving along with his partner Steven Regal to face the winner of our other tag team match tonight. We then come across Bret Hart and Roddy Piper backstage. Again, Roddy thanks Bret for his help, even if it wasn't for him. He will honour that by getting that belt back from Stan Hansen. Bret acknowledges their deal from Clash of the Elite, and he promises he will stay out of Roddy's way. And when Bret Hart wins the Battle Leagues, Roddy Piper better be prepared for the fight of his life, setting the battle lines early. Bret wants Roddy to win, but he also very much wants to win that Battle Leagues and go back on the chase against Roddy Piper. 86 rated promo is much, much better, and I think if he had performed that well in the single promo he did earlier, we've been an even higher rating for that one. And then in our triple threat match, our other qualifying match, Randy Savage defeats Ricky Morton and Robert Gibson when he pinned Robert Gibson with a flying elbow drop. Storytelling match, so not particularly specialties for anyone here. But still a 70 rating is not bad and carried by Randy Savage. Very good work from Randy Savage. He may not have been caught up in the deal for Roddy Piper to go for the world title, but he seems to be striking off pretty well as he is now going into the Battle Leagues. He's one of 2 confirmed contestants. Also, I don't think I mentioned this earlier, but the 4 men in the random tag team partner tournament, the 4 finalists, so each of the 2 tag teams in the finals, all 4 will be granted a spot in the Battle Leagues. Just add some more stakes to the event that I forgot to say earlier. In saying that, the winners of this first match were Jack Armstrong and Rick Martel. Rick Martel submits Shane Douglas with Boston Crab. By far the best performer at a 72 rating. And a 63 segment rating is not particularly great. Ow. And is very heavily hampered by Davey Boy Smith and Shane Douglas. Shame, but that will be fine. The better team has moved on, and that team is Rick Martel and Jack Armstrong. Jack Armstrong always seems to overperform in every match he is in, for no reason. Then we go to not a great promo. Stan Hansen is staring down the camera, and he starts off yelling, "You deserve nothing." He laments about how much he has rage, and how much it fueled him. How much rage fueled him when he had to tag team with Roddy Piper. He had to work with such a rodent. But that rage is what won him the World Championship. And hey, maybe he diminished it a bit after he beat Bret Hart and felt like his troubles were behind him. Maybe that's why they lost on the weekend. But it doesn't matter. Stan Hansen is filled to the brim with rage once again. He promised Roddy that he would kill him. And at Mid-Year Reckoning, he's going to come true on that promise. Very good Stan Hansen promo. And we can move along to a 75 rated main event, which is won by the worst performer in the match, as Samu defeats Atshushi, Onita and Satanico in a triple threat match. Samu pinned Onita with a diving headbutt after some help with Ernie Ladd. Satanico, after losing his Great Lake Championship, went back on the prowl and didn't quite get the job done. But that will not mean he is down and out anytime soon, I reckon. Either way, Samu has won this match. And he will face El Hijo del Santo next week for the Great Lakes Championship. The title that I think has been best represented so far in this company by Samu. And we will see how Samu gets along with that one as we close out the show. 76 rating, significantly better than our pay-per-view. But that is fine. Hope that should lead to some good popularity buffs. Do some team bonding. Nothing really came of it. That is fine. I've got another show to book, and I'll be with you in just one cut. Okay, our second episode of Elevation for the episode. I really need a better way of distinguishing those. But it is our 70th Elevation show. And it is happening in a fun one. Hopefully should be okay. We have 2 more quarterfinal matches for our random tag team tournament. We have a random tag team match in the Road Warriors. And one of the losers from last week. We have a triple threat opening up the show. Probably should not be there, actually. Quick reshuffle. Let's move that here and here. Nope, there. There we go. That fixed it. We have a triple threat match to qualify to the battle leagues between Tenryu, Terry Funk, and Cactus Jack. I think Cactus Jack was in last year's one, so Terry Funk's been in a couple of them, I think. And this will be Tenryu's first if he qualifies. So, let's go through the card and let's see how we go. Click the start show button correctly. There we go. As the music is ending to open the show up, Randy Savage comes out with a microphone. He starts rambling and raving. Stan Hansen didn't think I was a threat. I was part of the team that just beat him a week ago. I took out his top guys each and every week, and apparently I'm not as scary as Roddy Piper or Bret Hart. Even Roddy and Bret made a deal about who was going to go for the belt, and they didn't even include me. Yeah, I'm well aware. I know I am seen as number 3. So we are going to fix this. I'm in the battle leagues. And that means I'm going to beat the other 5 guys in my group. It means I'll beat my semi-final opponent. It means I'll crush my finals opponent. And then, no matter what, I will become world champion. Doesn't matter who the opponent is. It doesn't matter if it's Roddy Piper. It doesn't matter if it's Stan Hansen. It doesn't matter if it's anyone else in between. There is no more being looked over for the madman, for the macho man, Randy Savage. He's already qualified. He's already guaranteed his spot. And we'll have to see who else qualifies later tonight. In a very, very good tag team match. Better than most of our actual tag team matches end up. Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels defeat Ricky Steamboat and Tito Santana after Rick Rude pins Santana after interference from Terry Funk. Terry Funk costs Ricky Steamboat his opportunity. And yeah, he'll move on. Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels will move on. Excuse me. Shawn Michaels 53, Rick Rude 51, both pretty solid. Ricky Steamboat at 69, also very nice from him. Santana, not great, but that was kind of to be expected, so whatever. Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels go through, and they are one win away from not only getting a chance at the tag team titles, but also from being in the battle leagues. We then have our Great Lakes Championship match, which sees El Hijo del Santo defeat Samu in 12 minutes 40 via submission. The Lady Cabello? I'm not even going to attempt that one. Well, I did attempt it, and I regret it. El Hijo del Santo makes his first defense of his second title run. 75 rated. Santo is just unbelievable. El Hijo del Santo is just doing fantastical things right now with that Great Lakes Championship. I said earlier in this episode that Samu kind of embodies that Great Lakes Championship with his two top runs. And always feeling someone important with that belt. I think Santo has really defined this new era of the Great Lakes Championship where it is kind of being defended more and more on pay-per-views. It is getting more and more stories. Santo has just been so fantastic with this belt so far. After the match, Bob Orton and Haku storm the ring to attack Santo. But out comes the Firefly making the save. Him and El Hijo del Santo are both clearly on the same page and still on good terms, as the Firefly clears the Wild Hunt from the ring, and they stand tall. 48 rating segment, not great, but whatever. Then in a far worse segment, the Road Warriors just dominate Shane Douglas, Davey Boy Smith. No one cares about any of them. But the Road Warriors both get 50, so whatever. Cool. It happened, the Road Warriors win. Moving on. If I click the button correctly. Moving on to our second match in the quarterfinals tonight. 56 rated is not particularly great when Brad Armstrong and Dean Malenko defeat Jim Brunzell and Coco Beware. Yes, Brad Armstrong and Jim Brunzell, normal tag team partners of Sudden Impact, going one-on-one in this quarterfinal match. Well, not one-on-one, going against each other in this quarterfinal match. But it is a team of Brad Armstrong and Dean Malenko who come out on top. The issue being, Brad Armstrong and Dean Malenko do not work together as a team, and their timing is all over the place. Dang. And yet both still looked better than Jim Brunzell or Coco Beware. So it was still the correct decision, even if they sucked as a team. Still, that will be annoying. And they'll go on to face Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels next week, where winner will go to Battle Leagues and will be only one match away from a tag team title opportunity at Mid-Year Reckoning. And then in our main event match, an 81 rating, again, fantastic, as Junichiro Tenryu defeat Terry Funk and Cactus Jack when Tenryu pins Terry Funk with a folding powerbomb after interference from Ricky Steamboat. Tenryu was the best in this match at a 78. Fantastic from him. And Ricky Steamboat has cost Terry Funk the match back. Both have now lost major opportunities because of it. And then in our final segment, 85 rated, Roddy Piper comes out and he wants to start by apologizing to Randy Savage. He remembers how his last title run ended. And it ended, if you guys remember, this time last year, to the hands of Randy Savage. He has no intent on being blind to the same thing happening again. He doesn't care who wins Battle Leagues, be it Bret Hart or Roddy Piper or anyone else. He's going to walk into that match. He's going to walk out of that match as world champion. Stan Hansen comes out clapping. He's laughing all at this ass-kissing new version of Roddy Piper. This is an even weaker version of Roddy Piper than previous. Stan Hansen is disgusted to share the ring. He was disgusted to share the ring with that cunning and calculated Roddy Piper, let alone this corporate sellout. And before any more words, Roddy Piper starts swinging, and the show closes in a brawl between Roddy Piper and Stan Hansen. Where did that voice come from? With the yawn. If I can redo that, it's kind of a cool voice. I should bring that more often. Either way, 78 overall show rating is again just fantastic. Our pay-per-view this episode was not great, but the TV has been fantastic. Popularity increases all over the place, as I think is well deserved by these two great match ratings. Media scrum not needed for a TV episode. And that is 2 down, 2 to go of TV. 2 more tapings to go this month. And I will see you at them in just one cut. One last set of episodes to tape. 2 more episodes left. It is episode number 71 of Elevation. And again, as what seems to be a bit of a trend so far in this set of TV episodes, the matches aren't great, but I'm going to hope that the segments can carry us all the way home. Surely this should be fun. I have faith. Questionably, but I have faith. And for the first time in a long while, we are opening up without a segment. So let's see how that goes. But first, pre-show match. Nega storytelling match on the card. And hey, Satanico looks good as always, and Rick Steiner did a job. 67 rated segment. Cool. Satanico gets a win over Rick Steiner. Keeps some momentum going. That's fine. Opening up our actual show of a very nice 69. In just under 10 minutes. By a second. Terry Funk defeats Tito Santana with a pile driver. Just going to work the crowd. Get them all nice and ready. Before Ricky Steamboat makes his entrance. Well, not entrance. Attack from behind. Terry Funk doesn't let go of the hold, and Ricky Steamboat comes to make the save. He uses a steel chair and hits him time and time again. He then grabs a mic and tells Terry Funk he spoke to management. And at mid-year reckoning, they are once again going one-on-one. But this time with some stakes. The winner is in the final place of the Battle Leagues, and the loser is out. One last chance to get in the Battle Leagues. Ricky Steamboat versus Terry Funk. And oh, one more thing. This match, it's going to be last man standing. Terry Funk, Ricky Steamboat in a last man standing match at mid-year reckoning. We then have a tag team match that is somewhat heavily pulled down by the fact of Brad Armstrong and Dean Malenko cannot work together. Yay! I love these two as a pairing. That was a good decision. But it is fine. In our semi-final match of our random tag team partner tournament, Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels have defeated Brad Armstrong and Dean Malenko in 13 minutes. This means that Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels are not only one match away from getting a shot at the tag team titles at Mid-Year Reckoning, but they are now both entered into the Battle Leagues. Rick Rude, who has had a few matches in the Battle Leagues to date, I believe. Actually, it may have just been the one. Or I'm a fool. No, he did. He has had one Battle League back in 1983, where he lost to 1-1. He'll be hoping to improve upon that, and this will be Shawn Michaels' debut in the Battle Leagues. Best of luck to both of them. 59 across the board is fantastic, bar Dean Malenko. So we are happy with everyone involved in the match, and they're all going to perform very well, I assume. Then in our second semi-final, Jack Armstrong and Rick Martel defeat Owen Hart and Steven Regal in 13 minutes 30, when Jack Armstrong pinned Owen Hart with the standing elbow drop. Semi-final win is very good for them. 65 rated, even better match. And it is carried by a 69 rated performance of Rick Martel and a 55 rated performance of Jack Armstrong. Good from both of them. Owen Hart doing okay as well. Rick Martel has been in the Battle Leagues before, I believe. Or I'm telling lies. I'm telling lies. Jack Armstrong, surely he's been in the Battle Leagues before. I think I am also telling lies. Dear Lord. Oh, no, he's never... Yeah, no, Jack Armstrong's always in these matches, like, around the Battle Leagues, where he loses, but makes his opponent look really good for some reason. No, this will be both their debuts, then. That'll be very, very interesting. Again, best luck to both of them. And they will face Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels, one-on-one, next week, for who gets the tag team title shot. Then another random tag team match on the card. We get a 63 rated match. Very good for these two teams, actually. Better than their last match they had together, I believe, where the Brainbusters defeat the Road Warriors in 10 minutes. The Brainbusters get their win back again. The slightly better performance in this match, but not by much. All of them kind of pretty even across the board now, which isn't bad. I'll take that. And when it comes to having a Road Warriors push, this kind of makes a bit of sense. They're on level of the Brainbusters, on level of the Rock and Roll Express. I got to be somewhat okay with that then, I think. And hey, solid match for everyone involved. No one here was dreadful. No one here was fantastic. But the Brainbusters get their win back. Then we go backstage and you see Onita and Cactus Jack. They want to remind everyone that they're the best damn tag team around. They may have lost their last attempt for gold, but they remember being the champions not too long ago. And they will never bite of the apple. Is that the phrase? I could never remember what the actual phrase was. Bite the apple, bite the cherry. Bite of some sort of fruit. Either way, Janet Shearer and Samu walk past alongside Ernie Ladd. They let the potential challengers know that they are happy to make Mid-Year Reckoning a triple threat. But after their disaster class in the Battle Leagues, qualifying for it still needs... Oh yeah, sorry. But after the disaster class in the Battle League qualifiers, their participation still needs to be earned. We'll see who Onita and Cactus Jack have to try and prove themselves against next week. And then we get a triple threat match, which is a qualifier for the Battle Leagues, and it is won by the Firefly, who pins Bob Orton Jr. with the lights out kick. Firefly for 60. Not his best, but it's also kind of just been a bit of a down year for the Firefly. Story-wise, and I mean, in-ring-wise, it's actually been fantastic. But typically not of his own volition, just as being someone who supports everyone really well. But Haku and Bob Orton are bad enough to make the Firefly look very good in a 62 rated match. The Firefly will be in the Battle Leagues as well. And then, ending off the show, I think our best segment of the show so far, which has been a very poor show, I'll be honest. Roddy Piper is in the middle of the ring. He again says how proud he is to be going for the world title once again, and doing it in the right way. He has no distractions, no fears, and he will not back down from the challenge no matter the cost. Stan Hansen comes out as well, and he's flanked by the tag team champions. He reminds Roddy that he is still pretty low on friends. And he needs to be careful around these parts these days. As the Wild Hunt start to swarm him, Genichiro Tenryu, Samu, and Stan Hansen are attacking Roddy Piper. But he is saved by Randy Savage, running into the ring, and then followed up by Bret Hart, who makes his way down for the save as well. After clearing the Wild Hunt from the ring, they both stare down each other as Roddy Piper... down each other and Roddy Piper as the show goes off the air. Solid little segment. We've 66 rated. Overall is not good. We lost popularity in one region, which is a shame, but everywhere else did well, so we'll take it. We don't really care too much about losing popularity in our top region as long as the other regions are getting popularity right now. And I've got one more show for you today. So I will see you in just one cut. After it went so well last week, we are back again, starting with Outer Promo. I don't think that was the reason why last show went so poorly, but it was probably a contributing factor. We're still doing it because it makes the most logical sense, annoyingly. And we don't really have a standout stellar match other than we'll see what Bret Hart can do carrying those two through his qualifying match. It'll be fun. Should be a good show. We have the end of our tag team tournament. The winner will face Genichiro Tenryu and Samu for the tag team titles at Mid-Year Reckoning, along with one of our 4 top tag teams who will be going in a fatal 4-way. We will have the Firefly and Hell Del Santo taking on the rest of the Wild Hunt in a tag team match. Satanico will try and qualify for the Battle Leagues. Yeah, I think that's all the matches on the card. This should be a fun one. Let's see how it goes. Satanico defeats Coco Beware in Dean Malenko with an El Nudo di Satanico. When he submitting Dean Malenko in the process. That words. 78 for Satanico carries that match to a 73. Despite both their performances in the match not being any good. That's phenomenal. I'm not sure how we got to a 73 from there, but we did. So, we'll take it. Satanico gets the win, and Satanico will be participating in the Battle Leagues this year. We then have a very good tag match, actually, better than I expected. The Firefly pins Bob Orton Jr. with a lights-out kick. 77 for El Hijo del Santo, 62 for the Firefly, both pretty good. And Haku and Bob Orton with their tag team bonus still were not good, but life. Okay, and then in a very, very good segment, the show gets interrupted by the breaking of a table and followed by some incoherent shouting from up in the crowd. As people turn around, the cameras show fighting through the crowd as Terry Funk and Ricky Steamboat. They brawl all around the arena using chairs, whatever else they can find, until Ricky eventually gets the upper hand, hitting a diving crossbody from above the ramp on the Terry Funk to stand tall going into their massive match on the pay-per-view. Remember, that is a last man standing match. Then in a not-so-great match, we get the 4-way tag match. I say not so great. It's still 64. It's still around, if not above average. Everyone in this match seems to have done pretty well. Our week's performer being the Road Warriors, but outside of them, Arn Anderson, also not fantastic. The best being Ricky Morton, which must be a son he's going back to his very best. Atshushi and Cactus Jack both doing pretty solid as well as they get the win. And it will be Tenryu and Samu versus Atshushi and Cactus Jack, and the winner of the tag team tournament in a triple threat match at Mid-Year Reckoning, coming to you next episode. Probably next week. That's the goal. We'll see how lucky I get. And then in a triple threat qualifying match, Bret Hart defeats Rick Steiner and Owen Hart in 12 minutes 30 when he submits his younger brother with the Sharpshooter. I'm pretty sure they're younger brothers. I do not grow up in this era of wrestling. I'm 99% sure they're brothers. Bret Hart submits Owen Hart, the Sharpshooter. Bret Hart gets 73, 43 for Rick Steiner, and 46 for Owen Hart. Definitely a weaker match for Owen Hart and for Bret Hart, to that matter. But fine nonetheless. Owen Hart still showing out. Bret Hart still being fantastic. But can't quite carry them as well as Santanico did. We then go to a backstage segment between El Hijo del Santo and the Firefly. Santo apologizes for some of the things he had said over the last few months. He truly does appreciate having someone like the Firefly in the locker room and around him. They're both becoming quite good friends, and he'd be honored to defend the Great Lakes Championship against him at Mid-Year Reckoning. They both agree to the match. The match that never ended a month ago. And we will have the Firefly vs. El Hijo del Santo 2 at Mid-Year Reckoning for the Great Lakes Championship. Both men are into the Battle Leagues. El Hijo del Santo, we're saying, qualifies as being the Great Lakes Champion, and beating Samu, I think, gets some qualification as well. So Santo and the Firefly, both in the Battle Leagues, both fighting for that Great Lakes Championship, and who's going to hold the title going into the Battle Leagues. Rick Rude and Shawn Michaels defeat Jack Armstrong and Rick Martel in 13 minutes 30 while using the ropes for leverage. Rick Rude, Shawn Michaels have won the Random Partner Tag Team Tournament, and they are going to go on to face Junichiro Tenryu and Samu and Atshushi Onita and Cactus Jack. Weren't quite the best team in the match, but not far off it. Actually very close to being the same average between both teams. Shawn Michaels, Rick Rude, both solid in the middle. Rick Martel, very good at 70, and Jack Armstrong, not bad at a 52. And all four of these men are going to be in the Battle Leagues, including a very old veteran in Jack Armstrong, who I think is like 44, 45 now. Modern wrestling sounds pretty average. Back then it was ridiculous. Terry Funk levels, but even older. Roddy Piper then goes to the ring at the end. Goes to the ring in our final segment of the show. As he's making his way down the ramp, he is taken out by Junichiro Tenryu, who picks him up, drags him in the ring, and hits a folding powerbomb. Randy Savage tries to run in to make the save again, but he is attacked by Samu. And while they brawl, Bret Hart makes his entrance. Tenryu drifts out of the ring to meet him halfway up the ramp. And as Bret and Tenryu are fighting, Roddy Piper is left alone in the ring to get hit by a lariat from Stan Hansen, who stands tall over his challenger, closing out the show. Again, only 71. Again, disappointing. Probably because that main event should have put the Santanico match in the main event, which was a weird statement in its own. Either way, we have made 83k on the show, so not bad. Popularity, I'm expecting a lost point in the South West. Yes, we did, but everywhere else gained, so overall it's fine and worthwhile. Again, we've got a long while until we're fighting for the next size, so we don't really care about what happens to that region as long as everything else is growing. Thank you for sticking with me throughout this episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Next episode, you will get Mid-Year Reckoning and the beginning of our G1 style event, the Battle Leagues. On the card, Stan Hansen and Roddy Piper for the world title. Onita, Cactus Jack, Shawn Michaels, Rick Rude, and Tenryu and Samu for the tag team titles and triple threat. Ricky Steamboat and Terry Funk, losers out of the Battle Leagues. And it will be taking place as a last man standing match. El Hijo del Santo versus the Firefly for Great Lakes Championship. And there is one last spot on that card. But that is going to be a surprise of who takes it in our next episode. Again, leave your predictions in the comments. Who do you want to win? Whose story are you enjoying? Who would you like to see me push? Anything you'd like to see me do in this save? I'm having a blast running this. Thank you so much for sticking around. And until the next episode, Firefly out.